Good morning, students. Today we will do the poem Wind of Beehive book for class ninth. In this poem, the poet has highlighted the destructive as well as the constructive aspects of the wind. This poem has been written by Subramaniam Bharti. Before I start the poem, I will tell you something about the introduction. We all know that wind is a natural phenomenon. In this poem, the poet talks to the wind. The power of the wind has been described, which is destructive. The poet has very beautifully linked the destructive power of the wind to the adversities of life. He says that the weak people break down, but stronger people emerge out of adversities stronger. The poem gives us a very important message that we should be mentally tough and physically strong in order to survive the hardships of life. We must make these destructive forces our friends with our strength and determination. Here I begin the explanation of the poem. I hope, children, all of you have the text with you, which has been sent to you by Snap Homework. In the initial part, the poet is talking to the wind. He asks the wind to come softly. It should be soft and subtle. Then he says to the wind, which is very powerful and destructive, it breaks the shutters of the windows, scatters the papers, throws the books which are kept on the shelf. Then he says to the wind, see what destruction you have done. He says to the wind that you have torn the pages of the books. You have brought rain again, and you are very clever at making fun of those who are weak. In the initial part of the poem, the poet is referring to the wind as a child, and in the later part, we come to know that wind is destructive as a youth. In these lines, the word crumbling has been repeated so many times to lay stress that everything crumbles in the face of a strong wind. The meaning of crumble here is, children, to cause something to break. The poet then says, when wind is powerful, it is very strong and it leads to the breakage of everything. Houses which are weak fall. Doors which are weak fall. The beams on which the roofs of the buildings are supported, they also fall. The wooden structures fall. All bodies of people fall. It means everything that is weak reacts by falling down and breaking in the face of adversity. In the next lines, the poet is addressing to the wind as wind god. Here the poet has made a comparison between wheat and people. Just like we winnow the wheat to separate the grain from chaff, the wind god separates the strong people from the weak people. The poet wants us to make friends with the wind. He says that the problems will not listen to us, they will come. So we should be prepared, and in preparation, we should build strong homes and close the doors of our houses firmly so that wind cannot get into. The poet also asks us to make our bodies strong and hearts firm to face the challenges. Once we are strong enough, all the challenges will be like our friends. In the last stanza, the poet has kept the wind on a pedestal. He is comparing the wind to God. He says that the wind is God and we praise it. He says that everything that is weak gets finished off in the face of strong wind, and all the things that are strong flourish and grow to become stronger. The poet is giving us a very important message that we should not feel bad that we are facing so many challenges in life. We should make ourselves strong enough to face them. And once we are strong enough, we will overcome the challenges because they help us to become stronger and better. So, this poem symbolizes the need to develop a strong character. Now, some of the literary devices, children, which are there in this poem are First is rhyme scheme. The entire poem is written in free verse, so there is no rhyme scheme. Another is anaphora. Anaphora, when a word is repeated at the start of two or more consecutive lines, this device is known as anaphora. Another literary device which we come across is personification. Personification is attributing human qualities to non living objects. In this poem, wind is personified. Another literary device is repetition. The word crumbling has been repeated so many times to lay emphasis. Another literary device is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of same consonant sounds. And the last literary device which is used in this poem is symbolism. It means that the thing refers to some other thing. In this poem, wind is a symbol for the adversities of life. Thank you. I hope you have understood the poem. Thank you and have a nice day.